Wrestling Federation. For over 50 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment.
What's our name?
Well, men on the mission.
Are you ready?
Well,
Here we go. Men on a mission. Bam, bang, boom. Here we go.
Welcome to the New Generation on a Mission podcast on the Backbone Wrestling Network. I'm Tim Slomka.
I'm JP.
Thanks for joining us again. As always, we're on a journey to live the new generation era to find the best and some of the worst of a wrestling time period often forgotten. Bret and Shawn Survivor Series 92 to Bret and Shawn Survivor Series 97. Look beyond the pay-per-views and examine the weekly TV, see what worked, what could have worked, and what failed. JP, how's life?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
It's good. How about yourself? Just enjoying life, spring, summer life.
Yeah, the allergies going crazy.
Yeah, the allergies crazy. Yeah. That's been killing me.
Yeah, it's heavy right now. So
yeah, we got our crappy sports teams. It's playoff time, but we're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and then somebody decides to leak an excerpt of a book to make the Bears' good offseason look like shit now.
I know.
And they only leak the headline. They don't leak the end of it where he says he's glad he's there. You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is. I don't blame him. I would do the same thing. I'd be like,
exactly.
This team sucks.
Yeah, it's like it kind of just makes his dad look like a good dad.
Yeah. It's like Dad of the Year, Nobel Prize.
Right.
So
yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks.
And then we also had like a new gen adjacent death with Sabu, so that's
all right.
In the news.
I feel like that's your guy.
Yeah, I love Sabu.
Guy.
Oh my god, I'm a big ECW guy. So he was like, I don't know if you were a magazine kid, Sabu was like a big magazine guy. The same thing with like Rey Mysterio. He was just one of those like mythical guys. And then once I started watching ECW like '96, it's just like, okay, this is what wrestling could be. Just I love Sabu. He was awesome. The whole shittiness of like the story behind it that's going on sucks. I don't know like how much truth there is to it of if that played a part in it, but I guess you play hard.
He was 60 though. He was 60 though.
Right. I mean,
so it's not like he's like the normal Hercules 44, but he looks 75,
Yeah. He's going through barbed wire and tables and stuff still.
So somehow. So I mean, that's not I don't want to say a great run, but that's for what he did to his body and stuff.
Oh, he was doing that early. I mean, there's a match. He has a match against 1-2-3 Kid in like '93. That's like crazy. Have you seen his WWF tryout? Like the dark match?
No, I think some of these. There were so many clips of him this week. Of all the different things on him. I wouldn't say I was ever his favorite or anything. I never got into ECW, so
right.
Some of these guys, I missed a lot of their stuff. So like, oh man, did you see Taz or something like that? Like I never was into ECW compared to this great WWF product that I'm watching right now in '95.
So you never even we got it down here in Florida because of the Sunshine Network. So it was like I never realized like growing up that everybody didn't get ECW. So
you did, but it was 2 a.m. on like Saturday night, right?
Gotcha,
so like
gotcha.
I would stay up for like Wrestling Challenge would be at 1, and then maybe it was on at 2, but like it was so dingy compared to like
that's what I loved about it.
I know, people do, but it was just never I was into. I was into the WWF theatric performance and
I get it,
and stuff like that. So
of course.
It was good. So
we probably, I've been to an ECW show like that. And I think '98 or '99 they used to come here a lot too. So it's I don't know, just adjacent to our era, I guess. So have to bring it up.
No, that's good. Yeah, it's just one of those guys that I never really got. Was never my cup of tea or whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha.
So all right, should we move on then, or anything else? Any other random wrestling?
No, I think we're good. Yeah, I know, right? Well, there probably will be another one by the time it comes out. But
yeah. So we got the last wrap up to In Your House, right?
Yep.
So this is it. So In Your House is coming up. So we got Superstars taping. This is on 5/6. We'll do a Raw, then the final Superstar. This is the weekend of the weekend of In Your House. So 5/6 this is taped back from April 25th, so it's pretty fresh. They kind of brought this up a little bit. Like the timing of some of these is not so far behind, which is kind of nice. Like it's not like a month and a half behind. It's kind of close to your house. So they probably had the booking plan for your house, everything set up. So these kind of work pretty well. So we kind of get this big match. We get the Head Shrinkers versus Owen and Yoko. I'm actually just looking right now if this is the last Head Shrinkers match. I can't believe they're still around.
Yeah,
the fact that they get a title match. It's random on Superstars, like no build, right? Really, like out of nowhere. It's weird that what were they called? Yoko and was it and the Head Shrinkers? Like, didn't they have a name? Samoan SWAT team, is that?
Oh well, no. Well, that was in WCW. That was the Head Shrinkers and then the Samoan Savage.
Okay, yeah.
Yoko worked with them, I think, on the Indies maybe for a little bit, but
he's
Samoan SWAT team was
he's definitely done. Yeah, I think he was in the tryout. I think they did a 3-man tryout.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did for the WWF. Yeah, before they switched into the Japanese character. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy, kind of wrestling here with no kind of mention again of it. I get it. It's kayfabe, but
right.
Kind of funny. It's weird that the Smoky Guns just get skipped in the title line, especially because the whole purpose of like the feud of Bam Bam churning is because Sid's mad, and the Smoking Guns, like morons, aren't like upset or anything. Like there's like, oh sure, let the other team win the titles. Fight 2 is over. He knows how to get the crowd into this during this match. So like I feel like if you look between the two, like Barbarian as a face is just not there. I don't know, maybe other people.
No, I agree.
He's just not there. But you get Fatu knows how to get the crowd into it. And he does the clapping. He kind of goes to the crowd. He gets the things where Barbarian as always is always very stoic. And his ass is getting pretty big too out of nowhere. Vince one time, even during the match, he says make a wish, which is so funny. And there too, just know where we're gonna go to. And then we kind of finish off with Owen and Yoko looking strong, which is nice right before the thing, and a big bonsai drop on Barbarian. Like usually he saved that type of move for the jobbers, but he really went to town on Barbarian. So I don't know if they have bad blood or just like Barbarian said, give it to me and I'm gonna take 6 months off.
Well, I wonder if they knew Barbarian was leaving too.
That's what I mean. I don't know if he said like, hey, this is get me out, like take me out, right? And I'll go out this way with the injury angle maybe.
It's weird because like you said, I didn't think the Head Shrinkers were still here. They even have like this blue tights now. They look kind of a little different.
Yeah, slightly. Yeah,
like you said, Fatu's acting different. Like he's more energized. Like maybe he understands he's getting a new role. I don't know. So there's got to be more to it. Like we know in hindsight, so we watch it with different eyes.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you, I don't know if it's because this is like my wheelhouse. Like the In Your House era is like my wheelhouse. Like this from now until like 99 2000 I love. So like Superstars been getting better to me, and also this Owen and Yoko tag team is so underrated in my opinion. Like I think they do all the little things, like the spot where like they collide with Yoko so he gets knocked off the apron, but then he's on the floor to be able to grab Fatu's legs, like to trip him to make it a double team. It's just like it's a lot of good psychology in the match, and I think they're a very good heel tag team right now in the division.
Yep, very good. And the only thing else is just Yoko the entire match is just gassed.
Oh, 100%.
He just can't go. He just can't go.
Yeah, he works in a little, like he does a little spot, like sprints like for, a couple moves or two, but then he's done. He's got to get out.
He's done. He's just so tired. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. From there we get an Adam Bomb squash. This is what he is now. Like it is. I don't think we're gonna get any kind of. I don't think we ever get any other feud out of him. Which is weird that he's doing like the football stuff now. And
we've been asking for it. I'm so far behind on pods, just like listening. I'm like a year plus behind, and so I'm like listening to stuff. And there was just a pod me and you did where it was like, man, when's Adam Bomb gonna get his footballs? It's a year and a half later. He's finally.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to me because this is like when I was watching Weekly, so this makes sense that this is when it started. But I guess I'd always figured he'd done it before then. And it's like they don't even like market it. They don't even care. They're just like, all right, let's go out there and chuck these balls around. Like you're not getting anywhere. So
did you have one as a kid or no?
I had not an Atom Bomb ball. I had that kind of football.
The Nerf ball, I got the bomb, and I was like, because they show the magazine highlights from him. Like I remember, like I don't think my mom let me bought anything. I think I bought that and like a Bret Hart poster. Like that's the only two things I ever got from.
Right. Well, it's crazy, right? Because I think like. a lot of people our age will remember this, like the
Yeah.
Atom Bomb football. But he was never us watching him. He's never featured. He's never
Yeah.
pushed. He's probably had one mini feud with Quang, and that's
Well,
it.
I mean, yeah.
So it's very very weird character that like everyone our age remembers and has like a fondness for, but he's just not anything. It's very weird. Then speaking of weird, we also get a Bertha Faye squash. This is just terrible.
I'm glad you took it because I didn't take notes.
Yeah,
I just put Bertha Faye. Yeah,
she's just terrible. I was like, oh god, are we really doing this? And she's around for most of the year, right? I know the Harvey Whippleman like song and all that. I think she's there until almost Survivor Series. Maybe,
she might even be there past Rumble.
Yeah,
like, I really don't know where the women's division. It's like women's division is kind of weird because it's like, oh yeah, there are a lot of times it pops up. Like I'm actually shocked it pops up a little bit more than we like. It's not around a lot, but like. There's been a lot of matches, and I kind of forget about that because it's just so sporadic. And then it's just like, oh, here's like 6 matches in a row of women's, and then it's like, oh, they're gone. Like that. What did we have last time? The Alundra Blaze Bull Nakano match. Like I have no memory of that, right? And that's like, oh, that was a featured post WrestleMania match, right? Title change. It's like I have no memory of that.
There's a big, is it SummerSlam or I know Survivor Series? They have the big match at the end of this year. I don't know if there's a SummerSlam match or not, but I never would have remembered like them being featured this much in '95 in general. It's weird. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So like we might have a lot more of her.
Right. And then we also get another, I guess, squash, but it's a debut of a pretty big character we'll see for the rest of our way here with Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah. I don't. By the looks of it, he's not really going to amount to anything.
Yeah, only he could find the boss's daughter.
Right. Yeah. The old Triple H thing, I was like, oh man, this hits me here.
This is 95. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what I'm like. Oh man, this is it right here. Then listing him at 246, I felt like it was a stretch. Like he looks like a damn cruiserweight out here.
Yeah. Compared to especially what we know he becomes, right?
Right. And he's facing this jobber, Sonny Rogers, and the jobber, he's like doing this like big foot stomp to get the crowd riled up. It's real like old school wrestling tactics. It looks really weird in 95 WWF, but
it's not too weird because they still kind of have that little bit campiness. It would really, really look weird in like 97, right? Like
yeah, that's true. There is a lot of campiness still, but it's just funny seeing it with Triple H, I guess.
Oh yeah. I definitely but you definitely sometimes get some of these still around where you kind of get like the unnecessary like face in peril of a like Triple H should win this in a second, but they never let that happen, right? It's these are always never clean, except for like Yoko, right? Everyone else has like maybe Earthquake, right? Like everyone else always like have to struggle to get the win.
It was actually a decent debut though because he was real vicious on offense. Like, he hits a spinning wheel kick too. Like I never thought Triple H is going to hit a spinning wheel kick.
He's been always a established good wrestler, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of been his thing that even, in WCW is pretty established. Like he learned the craft really well and then just did it for 25 years.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest Triple H fan post, I don't know, 2002.
This match.
Yeah. Even in his heyday, I'm not his biggest fan, but I just didn't hate him. But like once it got to be like the 03 Evolution style, I was like, right. I can't do this anymore.
Just when he tried it, and again, it probably doesn't help that he's married to Stephanie McMahon, but like just like him trying to be like, I have to be a superstar, and it never felt authentic.
He thought he was Ric Flair. Like he had this whole like, I gotta be Ric Flair. It's like, dude, come on, like, you're definitely not Ric Flair.
It's not authentic.
Right. It's just, I don't know. I feel like 2000 that run was awesome. I thought like
he's got good matches and runs. Like I'm not gonna deny him. He's very like we saw in this match, he's very polished wrestler.
Right. And I think he's a good character too. I think he buys in. Trained by wrestling. Kowalski, so he's not like trained by some bum, so he knows what he's doing. But he does hit a diamond cutter for the win, which is weird. Like to see him do the diamond cutter instead of the pedigree. And do you know the story about that? So like he went to the WWF, used the diamond cutter. I don't know how many times he does it, but I guess DDP called him up and asked him to stop using it. And like he just straight up stopped using it as soon as DDP
No.
called him. Yeah.
No
So
idea.
they WWF wanted him to use that move because I guess it was getting DDP over for a guy that wasn't the best wrestler. So they wanted him to use it, and I guess he asked him to stop using it, and he did. So that's how the pedigree was born. So yeah. So yeah, a good little debut though. I'm excited. I like that we're getting these like newer characters. I like that they're refreshing the roster a little bit. I guess we can just start. It makes it more interesting. Like episodes of superstars like this, where you have a solid match, you got squashes and a debut. It's like this is kind of what this show is geared to for me.
Yep. And then that was a good thing. It was weird. Also, they had the guest ring announcer here that like doesn't fit, right?
Yeah,
like announcing a heel. Like I think like that's a guest ring announcer is perfect for Doink, right?
Right.
You know what I mean. So that's that. And then we got after that, I just want to see if any others. And then we get a random Undertaker match. Sorry, I got Honduras. Just love his custom. We get Undertaker match. It's huge pop. It's very weird they take Undertaker with like the Hogan mindset, like he's never on TV. Like I imagine he's at all house shows, but like he's just never on TV. So that's very weird. Like that they take that Hogan mantra very much with him. Vince always brings this up, like he's far more aggressive than ever. Like that, what do you think? Like 20 times they say that about Taker, like throughout his career. Turning the lights off, just like the way the crowd pops for it and how cool the move that is so great. Whoever thought of that, genius, right? Like that just adds to this character's aura so much. The crowd's all up for it. So he gets a random squash. And then we get a debut of a vignette, or maybe we saw them, but we get Skip and Sonny. There, I just put so much promise in Sonny. Like she really outshines Skip just on the mic here. And they're cool, different acts. Like they're like it's funny they do this act a couple times, like Triple H talking down to people, Skip and Sonny kind of talking down to people. We'll see it with Dean Douglas. Like that seems like the heels a little bit are like we're smarter or better than you.
Right.
Feels like a little bit of that, but I thought it was a good promo and good kind of set of like these people are going to call you kind of fat Americans, right?
It's another act I'm ready to see. Like I want to see Sonny. I want to see her early on. Like I think. Well, yeah. I mean,
not anymore.
Prime Sonny. Prime Sonny is second only to Francine in this era for me. But it's a. What was I gonna say? I just want to see how like I know she's actually a good manager too, outside of looking good in 95.
Yeah. No, she's a good talker. I think some of the pay-per-view she does a great job. Yep. She knows her stuff. Like it's one of those people like they really know their stuff and they bring it. You could feel it. So
did you know what Vince McMahon wanted Chris Candido to be? What character he wanted him to be?
No, but I think we might have talked about this last time. But remind me. I think
he wanted him to be a Mighty Mouse character.
A Mighty Mouse,
like a legit like. Get a costume and be a legit Mighty Mouse character. So
it's just so
it's such a waste of Candido is a really good wrestler. So another ECW guy. So you're saying he goes to ECW after this, but just we got all these characters coming in now, so it's gonna be cool to see how everything progresses and changes.
Yep. So we'll move on to Raw unless you have anything else.
Nope, we're good.
So this is the last taping of the 425 or 424 taping. Do you want the first match?
I'll take it.
All right. So I don't know if you want it for sure.
Yeah. So we start with Jeff Jarrett versus Doink. I was hoping this was a Loser Leaves Town match, but Doink. I just don't understand how he's still there and still. I guess he fits a role with the kids, but I don't know. It makes the product look so like my whole problem with like the New Generation era so far is that they've been like half in, like they've had characters of big bulky guys still that kind of the Federation era, or they have like these cartoon gimmicks that are the New Generation. It's like they make you think that it's like this hard hitting, younger talent, more risk taking thing, but it's only half of that. Like. You still have Doink, you still have the Bushwhackers, you still have IRS, you still have, whoever like that I'm missing. But I don't know. This just has to end soon to me. I hope so at least. Jarrett's got these really crazy like red and blue bandana looking tights on. I was watching this match and I'm like, okay, this is a Doink match. It's not going to be that long. This shit got over 10 minutes.
It
Like,
felt like 100.
Man, like then they do like the spot, like the Dink bites Double J's ass in the corner, which I guess gets the crowd riled up or whatever. Doink gets the stump puller on Jarrett, but then Rhodey clips him, and ends with a figure four for the win. Thank God. Hopefully his ACL got torn. We don't have to see him anymore. But this is Jarrett's kind of like another guy that's in like no man's land right now. I think that changes soon. He's gonna have like a really high profile match soon, but right now it's just I don't know. He's kind of like never really topped the level he's at right now to me. Like he hasn't he has no
For Double J.
Yeah. I can't see him as a main eventer at all ever.
No. Yeah.
So it's just it's a pure mid card act for me. I just don't see it ever getting any better.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of, I put my notes, he's all over these shows. They talk about how he retained against Bob Holly. We know he's got the stuff with Razor. They've kind of brought him in a little bit with Diesel a little bit, like trying to elevate him to that. Like, he's just all over these shows. And now he's fighting Doink randomly. We really like this feud, right? Back in the day, right? Where Double J dressed as Doink. And then, like, randomly they're going to fight this thing. I don't hate Doink at this time, right? As a side axe. But the fact he's fighting your Intercontinental champion a week before a pay-per-view, like, why? It makes no sense. Like, let him do the guest ring announcer match, let him beat up a funny jobber, like, that's fine, keep the crowd into it. Some of these this taping's got to be 3.5 hours taping, like, who cares, bring the Bushwhackers out. But like the fact that they try to elevate him these things, and he's not beaten anyone in 2 years, so he's not credible. And the match was so long, you just get the like Doink stomping on Rhodey's hand, and then he's acting like he won the IC title at one point, and Dink's out there, like, it's just like degrading, like you said, trying to build up Double J. The only thing I do like about Double J is that he is playing like a lot of different feuds at once, so he seems to be pretty involved here. Then we get a random Bam Bam interview where he basically will face IRS next week, who feels dead down in the water. Like, IRS feels nowhere to be found. We haven't seen him wrestle in like 4 months, I feel like, since Taker. Bam Bam says nothing, but he basically says, like, I'm face now, I'm gonna take out the corporation. We get Sid with the promo in the ring, just kind of talking about how he's gonna take out Michaels. I do. $1 Million Man brings up like this long setup, like that he conned Shawn Michaels into, like, if you're hearing this live, you're like, how convoluted is this, right?
Right.
Maybe that's the way maybe that's why I get conned all the time, but like, maybe that's the way cons work, right? But it's like, man, it's like, this is so convoluted. Oh, I befriended him, and then this, and this, I did this, and then I did that. So it just felt really rough, and it just doesn't fit with. I get it with $1 Million Man, like, hey, I outsmarted everyone, but like with Sid, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's supposed to be the dumb jock.
Right.
Now we're doing this. So.
Like the unhinged, like, giant, like he goes on and on and on the same rhetoric about the corporation, and then Sid gets on the mic, kills it, and just calls himself a super predator. A la
is that this one? Yeah. That's this one, right? Yeah. I've seen that clip so many times, so it's like trying to remember where they like that one's from. Sometimes I'm like, all right, because that clip's every time. Yeah,
right. So his choice of words didn't really fly in a lot of households, I'm guessing, but his intensity, like DiBiase is just so. DiBiase is one of the worst managers. I'm sorry, like, he's so bad. He just doesn't fit as a manager to me, and to have him with Sid, like Sid being like the crown jewel of a faction is fine, but it just doesn't mix with DiBiase to me.
It's just different than what they were going for with the corporation, right? So like that's where I kind of have a problem with this. It just doesn't flow with what they wanted to do with the corp.
Exactly. From there we get a Hakushi squash, which is pretty good to see him still, especially he's going to be working with Bret, to kind of keep him in the foreground there. We get I do
have one thing. Vince calls him the most unusual athlete. I'm like, I don't know what that means just because he's foreign. I literally had to take that quote down. It's like most unusual. I'm like, he's not like Goldust. Yes. Like, that was unusual. But Hakushi is just a martial artist. There's nothing unusual.
Unless he means the tattoo thing, but I
think, it was very much like, well, this
but
guy's
Bigelow has
like
tattoos on his head.
Yeah,
so,
right,
yeah.
Yeah,
I get it. There's an in your house update. I love this stuff. I love the in your house colors. I love everything about in your house. Like that just speaks to me. So seeing these little updates, yeah, exactly. No pun intended. Then we get a random Owen Hart versus Bart Gunn match, which
I've been asking for.
Yeah, and what's crazy is Bart looks really good here early on with like this power offense. Billy's always the guy that everyone's like, oh, how big he is once you start looking at it. But Bart's pretty damn big too, so it was pretty good early on with Bart kind of tossing Owen around, and then somehow Billy distracts the ref for some reason, which is usually a heel move, but it allows Cornette to make Bart fall from the top. Then Billy then comes in and knocks Owen down all of a sudden, so it's like you think it's going one way, it goes the other, and then he for some reason thinks he can tag, and Bart like Owen looks like he's going to the corner for a tag, even though it's been a singles match all match.
Yeah.
And then kind of weird finish, and then Bart rolls him up for the win. So fun to get like a little crowd pop, I guess, but didn't really make any sense at the end. But I guess it's probably our first Bart Gunn singles match, I would guess, right?
Yeah, I don't think they've really been. Yeah, if anything,
right.
And the thing about Owen would be, I actually think that would be okay about going for the tag if it was like Billy and Bart Gunn, right? Where it's like, oh, they fought all the time, but like we've know Owen 4 months ago was a single star. Yep. So like it's kind of silly that he would like revert back. I think that angle can work. It's kind of a little bit silly, but I do think it can work. It just kind of it doesn't like fit with.
Well, yeah, when you like if it was like what you said when they're like, oh, how is this normally tag wrestler going to survive in a singles match, and they do that thinking they have someone to bail them out, but like you said, Owen had a whole year of being a single star, so it doesn't really make any sense for him.
Yep, and then the only thing I got when I had one more note. Mr. Fuji actually did some work here. He grabbed Bart's leg at one point.
Yeah,
just unheard of.
I mean, for him to do work is unheard of.
I mean, well, that's why I had it and I underlined it, like Mr. Fuji. Like, don't forget this.
Oh, and then we do get Todd Pettengill and Stephanie Wyand exploring the In Your House.
Yes,
which is a very typical Central Florida home. Even to this day, just the layout of it is very Florida.
It's very It's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Where's that compared
Florida.
to you?
I think it's towards Orlando, so it's about an hour and a half away, 2 hours away, something like that, depending on what I-4 is like.
Okay.
About an hour and a half away, so not too bad, but
not bad. Okay.
We're more coastal.
I really I had my notes for that in the Superstars because it was from Mania, so it was a really good thing. I really liked it. I thought it was very cool. The house doesn't look cheap either, so it doesn't look like, oh man, this looks. It doesn't look the most amazing, but it doesn't look cheap. Where it's like, all right, here's a trailer. And I think Todd puts it over like with his golfing over the top of like hitting someone and just look at the pool and like it's very cool, right? I think the house looks good enough that it doesn't look cheap. I don't know why because I have the notes for Inner House. What the point of the house was? Did they just get it for free something and then they were just trying to sell it? Does the name In Your House really make any sense? Like after this, they don't have houses for sale. Like it's a very weird dynamic.
It's what is weird is like they're saying, oh, we're in your house, but they've been in your house because pay-per-view's been around since 85, 86. So they've always been in your house. Like why didn't you get a free house when you got WrestleMania 2? Whatever. Right. So that's a little weird. I know that, and what's weird is In Your House started with, oh, we're gonna sell a house, but then they went and had like 27 volumes of this shit, and then no one else got a house.
The house, right. But also like, did they pick up ratings? Like, did they get wins? Did more people watch that because they thought they were gonna get the house? Like, I just really wonder, like, was that a marketing meeting? Was like, how sales are flagging, let's sell a house and we'll get 20% pickup. It just doesn't feel like a wrestling thing.
Yeah, so, it's pretty. Usually you're fighting over $10,000 or a Cadillac or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. The $1 million, whatever it was called on Raw.
Right.
All right, so we'll move to last superstars, 513. So this is the weekend of In Your House, and When Your House is the Sunday. This is Razor Ramon with a quick match. They kind of talk up how they keep talking about how it's going to be a handicap match that is going to happen because kid's out, but they talk up, Razor's tough. He's not afraid. This is going to be awesome.
Right.
And then we get a random Rad Radford to silence coming out versus Jerry Lynn. I mean, this was so weird. Both their outfits look terrible. They both look like they're like from 1986, 1987. And I put my notes. The costume department get fired here because at this time the WWF is very good into colors and stuff. Like it's just Rad Radford's. I get supposed to be grunge, but it doesn't even look like good grunge. And I think Jerry Lynn's way better than him. And the crowd is very silent for this whole match. So
do you know who Rad Radford is?
It's I forget his
Louis
name.
McCauley.
Yeah, right.
So these are two other ECW. It's so weird. ECW tie-ins here. Both of them are ECW guys, and I agree. I think Jerry Lynn should have got a job out of this. Him and Waltman, 1-2-3 Kid. They have this crazy, and 90, 91, they have this crazy feud of this. Really changed the game kind of matches. They were having all these high flying matches in Minnesota and global and stuff. So I would imagine that Kid got him this tryout maybe.
Yeah. It seems like they've crossed ECW at this time too.
Yeah,
so might be kind of it.
Jerry Lynn turns into Mr. JL at WCW in a couple months. So. And then Radford was Madonna's boyfriend in Mexico. That was his gimmick. So this is kind of he's kind of like the slacker. I don't know, 90s
kind of grunge though.
Grunge,
here, but not really. Yeah.
The name is fucking brutal. It's one of the worst names of all time. Radford. He's supposed to be like a surfer guy. That's supposed to be his gimmick now.
Yeah.
He even does the surfer hand gestures. I thought it was a decent match though.
Decent. It's actually a really good jobber match, but that's because Jerry Lynn's way better.
Right. Jerry Lynn is bumping all over the place.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn makes him look so good. I hope we get a couple more matches of him, even if he's just a jobber.
Yeah.
Because I wish he would have got a job out of this. He would fit so good in the lightweight kind of division. So
yeah, Kid, Rhodey, even Jarrett, right? A good match against Jarrett. So we'll see.
Yep.
I'll get the next match. I'll get the next because you can't have two Doink matches.
Please.
We get Doink. This is perfect. Guest ring announcer. And I actually put perfect for this. This is where you want the guest ring announcer. Hey, bring out Doink. Dink lives or flowers. The crowd gets into it. They love. But then of course you get Doc Hendricks calling her ugly the whole time. So it's just rude to your own fans. Why is that necessary? Just so stupid. And you just get a nothing squash. He does fight the Brooklyn Brawler, so the match actually is not bad because Brawler can kind of wrestle a little bit. But this is where I'd say, okay, fine, bring out Doink because the crowd got into it and they were dead for Rad Radford. So if this is actually in taping order, it was probably a good time. And maybe Doink wasn't supposed to come out. Get out there, Doink. The crowd's dead. And bring him back. So I like this use of Doink.
Well, I just don't understand why he's featured this many times this close. If you're gonna put Doink on TV, at least spread it out a little bit, I guess. Make it occasional, but and then even before this, he's featured so many times. And you got guys like Jerry Lynn, guys other guys that can get time. It's just more interesting stuff. But I guess I don't know. Doink must do something for the live crowds or something. He's got to do something for them to throw out there.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he does get the crowd into it. Kids get it. They usually have balloons or something. Here, he gave the flowers out. So I get that point of it, right? You're gonna have a different type of fan, and that's good. You can't have everyone wants I don't know if everyone, but a lot of wrestling fans want all these work rate matches. But it's a lot of people don't like wrestling for the work rate, right? It doesn't matter. It's entertainment. It's the
especially this time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, anytime or hey, it's the big guys, right? I want to see a Haas match, right? And so I think having that makes your product better. He's just on too much, and again, this is perfect for him. The match he had versus Double J is just doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make Double J look good or credible. So, go on that. And
then from there we get a Men on the Mission squash. this is pretty much a dead tag team to me. Like they're not. We know what comes up. We know.
Yeah, this is your fault now. This is your fault now.
Right, another month or so. So we know what's coming. I just feel like the tag team itself is dead. They don't. They're just not into it as much anymore. They never should have been heel until. I feel like they shouldn't have been heel until King of the Ring. Like that's when the heel turn should have come.
There should have been, okay.
But it wasn't gonna work either way.
Is this Mo's last match? Maybe
it could be. Well, yeah, match wise maybe. Well, isn't he Sir Mo for?
He's Sir Mo, but I don't know if he ever fights.
Yeah, it's true because he's a singles guy. You're probably right. Then we get very random in my opinion. Henry Godwin versus Diesel.
Where did this come from?
Yeah, well, is Henry Godwin a heel or a face? I don't even know what he is. I can't even tell if he's like the heel challenger or if this is a babyface match, whatever.
Yeah, and no offense to wrestling fans, like a lot of wrestling fans are like Henry Godwin. So right, like I mean, right at this time, like I mean, stereotypically was your hillbilly wrestling fans, and here Vince is like, oh, they're the bad guys. It's like, isn't that kind of your crowd, like non-intellectuals? I know it's that's not true, but like that's kind of what people think of wrestling fans, all the hillbillies and stuff, right? And it's like now you're making them the bad guys. It makes no sense.
Well, Vince has had a hard on for the hillbilly character forever.
Right. Yep.
Like Uncle Elmer. Yep. Yeah, so it's
Cousin Joe or whatever.
Exactly. This match is solid, I guess, for what it is, but I just have a real problem with like this formula that you got your 7-foot champion that every match now he's doing this like where he's selling in the beginning, he's getting beat down by smaller guys every time, and he has to do like his version of hulking up, I guess, to get the finish of the win. But I don't know. This formula does not work at all with Diesel. I wish Razor was the champ right now, or even Shawn right now. Somebody else
Bret.
Bret. Like somebody else could be running with this. It's not. I mean, Diesel is not the best wrestler, but it's not his fault. Like they put him in this spot.
Yeah.
Just because they wanted the big guy, they couldn't resist. Their formula.
The new Hogan. Yep, they thought they were the new Hogan.
So. Yeah. The match is what it is. It's not the best, but it's the thought of just beating down this 7-footer every time in the beginning and him working from underneath. I don't like it, so didn't do much for me.
Yeah, I do like during the match they show the WWF magazine about like the day after. So this is really like that post Mania with Raw is really like the first post Mania Raw that we all think of, right? Like I remember that magazine cover, so. I like that. Why is this Hog getting a match? Diesel's like crowd reaction feels piped in. Doc even says Diesel doesn't even know if he's reached his full potential yet, which kind of makes a shot. Like Diesel kind of been sucking lately. Like Diesel doesn't even look like happy. Like not that Bret Hart was this over the top like smiley baby face, but like Hogan was, right? Like the smiles and the cheers. Yep. Diesel, it just doesn't have that. I do like some of the stuff that Diesel does, like his leg drop and some of the stuff he does do some good work, and he struggles with the jackknife. It's a good move, but like in showing that he could do it on Henry Garden, but it just doesn't make him look strong, right?
Right.
So that's part of it too. And then Vince at the end acts like Hogan just beat Andre the Giant here.
Yeah.
Sid and $1 Million Man are on the aisleway at the end of the match. They just look so weird.
Yeah.
And then we get kind of a lame Sid promo at the end. That kind of really kind of just like this doesn't feel great.
No, this feud, I don't like this pairing at all. Especially with two really big guys that are kind of lumbering in the ring. It just doesn't. I'm not looking forward to that match.
Yeah. And then we get we do this is where I have my notes for Todd. We get the final rundown of in your house, it's happening the next night, or some places at Superstars on Sunday, so it's that day. So they do a good job, I thought, of building it up. This is where I have my notes about the Mania, about the house. I thought it was really well done. The screened-in pool, very Florida. The golf scene, very Florida. I thought it was really done by both of them. So we got that. Should we get on to rewards or anything else?
No, I mean, it's been a solid few shows, nothing crazy. But it's not as boring as what some of like 94 and early 95 was. So I mean, it's pretty decent for go home shows to.
Definitely feels like they're Yeah, it definitely feels like they're getting a lot of characters involved real quick.
Right.
Like they're definitely feels like that, right? And some of these, I don't even know how like someone like a Radford's in for, but definitely feels like they're getting a lot coming in. Most new gen outfit for the week.
I'm gonna go with Jarrett's bandana tights.
All right. I closed my notes on accident. Sorry. Who gave me something good? There's got to be someone good. I mean, Radford, they were trying to go for it, but it was such a fail that I can't even give it to him. I'm going to go Bob Backlund at the beach. We didn't talk about that segment, but his bow tie is so new.
Yeah.
Like that
Yep.
at the beach with all the hotties. Like, it's great. Most new gen performer.
I'm actually going to go with Triple H. I think it was fun in his debut and kind of surprised me with that little spin kick and diamond cutter finish. I'm going to go with him.
I'm going to Jerry Lynn. He looks way
Nice.
way better than a guy I don't, again, know that much about. You know, obviously at the time I didn't know anything about him, but, you know, watching this match, like, he looked way better than Radford. Worst match or segments?
I'm going to go with the Doink versus Brooklyn Brawler just because it was the second of a back-to-back show for him. It's a doubleheader. Doink was not good.
I liked. I'm going to Doink Double J, and not because of Doink, but because like, why is Doink elevated to fight Double J? Like, that's just so unnecessary. Best match or segments?
I'm gonna go with that tag, the Owen Yoko versus the not smoking guns.
Yep, head shrinkers
versus the head shrinkers. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm gonna go Adam just because we're asking for the Adam Bomb footballs.
Nice.
I think that was pretty good, but again, a guy doing nothing. I also, as I look at my notes, Skip and Sonny's promo was really good too. There was a lot. Todd was good on the thing. There was some good stuff in here, but short. The matches were nothing. Anyone stock up?
I'm gonna go. That's where I'm gonna put Skip and Sonny at. So I think Sonny, a woman character that's not a wrestler that can be a voice. I'm interested to see where that goes.
I'm going to go with Todd Pettingill. I thought he was very solid in the segments, and he definitely pumps up in your house. And it's, you know, I think the build's been okay, but he's definitely made it pretty good. And he's a good salesman. Anyone stock down?
Here I'm going to go to Tonka. He had that squash. He's not really thought of anymore.
Yeah.
He's just a dead character pretty much after having been such a focus for the last 2 years.
I don't even know when he leaves. When is he gone soon? I don't even know.
He can't be. Well, is he in 96 Rumble? No, I don't think he has like any pay-per-view matches anymore. So he might be gone soon.
No, he's in one of the Houses.
He's one of the Lumberjacks, isn't he, too?
Yeah, and I think he's in a tag, right?
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, Bigelow.
Bam. Yeah, Bigelow and
Diesel
Tim.
versus Tonka and Sid. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it can't be much more. I just don't know what, like, after that, like, if he's done or if he's still around. So we'll see. I'm going to go... Anyone? Bart Gunn looked actually good. I think shocked we didn't do a stack down. There are a couple guys. Bertha Faye, I feel like always can win. And just like the women's division in general,
right?
Like, is just very disappointing. So we got next week or 2 weeks. We got In Your House #1, giving away a house first ever one. You know, kind of interesting 2-hour pay-per-view. Something different that they're trying, a lot cheaper price. So we'll see how it does. Maybe we'll, I know there's the big thing on these two is like, let's talk a little bit about the dark matches because that's something. A couple of these In Your Houses where the dark matches are way better than the actual show.
Oh yeah.
So we'll talk about that a little bit too. So thanks for everyone for listening, rating, review, and we'll talk in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.